Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Don't forget, when the rate changes, I will be opening up a bank in the state of Texas. I don't have a location yet or a city, but I will be opening up a bank to help you guys exchange. We will have amazing investments inside the bank. We will also be launching a business aside from that. The business will be doing real estate investments, private lending, uh, mergers, acquisitions, many different businesses. If you guys have any, again, the reason I'm on YouTube is to partner with you guys long term, okay, and do different business ventures with you guys, so we can all work together and profit together on this financially, okay. The more capital we have behind us, the more powerful we can become. All right. And I'm on YouTube, guys. I don't turn on commercials. I don't make money off of you guys like the others do. Okay. I'm just simply here to help get you guys successfully to the finish line, help you guys see through all the nonsense, and just give you a clear line of sight to where the rate change is at. Okay, so you guys know when you're going to be blessed, you know when you're going to receive it, and that's where I come in. But I'm also here, I'm trying to walk in good faith with you guys to show you the real true person that I am, okay, to build your trust and earn respect with you guys so that you'd consider wanting to, do business together after the rate change. So, all right, guys, let's get into the video. Got some stuff here for you. I'm back. So, one of the things I was telling you guys through most of last year is that when we get closer to the rate change, guys, the value of the US dollar is going to rise. Okay, and which will also bring gold and silver back down. Okay, so for everyone that bought into gold and silver because a guru suggested you should, it's on its way back down now. The dollar, see, if you go back to January 10th of last year, Donald Trump was interviewed by Laura Ingraham, and Trump announced, he said, we, the U.S., have $35 billion of their money. That means 35 billion US dollars worth of Iraq's currency. What he told you there is we have 30, that's basically, that converts or equates to 40 trillion Iraq dinar. Okay? So he basically told you we have 40 trillion Iraq dinar in our reserves, which will be used for Basel III compliance to back the value of the US dollar going forward after the rate changes. So again, because of the amount of dinar we have, as we get closer to the rate change, the US dollar is going to keep strengthening because shortly the dinar is going to strengthen, which will strengthen the dollar because it's now a reserve to the dollar. It backs it for Basel III compliance. So there you go. So for everyone that, gold and silver is still a decent investment, but for everyone that bought into it because it was recommended by gurus, you would have been better off investing that money in dinar than gold and silver. So anyway, all right. So as you guys see, you can see the blue graph line here. The value of the US dollar is rising, and it's going to continue to keep rising as we get closer to, as we move more towards April. The value of the dollar is just going to keep slowly going up because of because of the dinar used as a reserve. Okay, so there's that. Let's look at some other items here. What let's see what gold's doing. So gold's actually down right here. Gold's actually down. As you see, it's gone down a fair amount. It's down to 1,838.95. That's what it's dropped to. Let's look at silver. Silver's down 1.8. Silver's down to $27.58. Let's look at some other markets here. Let's look at like the Dow. Bear with me here. I was trying to see where the Dow was in this. Okay, there's the Dow Jones. It's at 30. S&P's at 3,773. So those markets are doing okay. But as you guys see right now, gold and silver is not a good thing to get into because they're going down because the dollar strengthening due to the amount of dinar which is used as a reserve that the U.S. has and holds. All right, let's get into Iraq news. You guys know that the Iraq has really only been working on one thing this whole year, pretty much since since January. They've already told us that they started implementing the reforms as of December 20th when they devalued the Iraq dinar, and they also Iraq did basically give you the rate change date when they made that move. Okay, it was devaluing the currency on December 20th was just a 90-day tool to withdraw and bring in more 3-0 Iraq, the 3-0 notes within the country of Iraq. That's all it was. It was a 90-day tool to bring in 3-0 notes for the rate change, and that's why they started it on December 20th. But since that point forward, all that Iraq has really worked on, guys, is a 21 budget. Remember, I told you after the borrowing law, guys, they have nothing left to do, and that's what you're seeing. That's it. The only thing they've announced that they've worked on is just the 21 budget, and they did amend it. I told you guys they really wouldn't be even starting that budget, guys, until oil had increased closer to around $55-56 a barrel. So by about when oil reached about 55, 56, they had only done the first reading by that time. So as you guys see, they've already amended it. They put oil at a higher price of 50 or $45 per Brent barrel inside the budget now. But Brent oil as of right now is already at $57 a barrel. Okay. So they've amended the budget. They've been having meetings between Kurdistan and Baghdad to come into agreement on the amendments and all the numbers and figures inside the budget. Their meetings and agreements are going very well. So they're getting very close to having the meetings done, and they'll probably finish the budget sometime by the end of next week. Okay. Right here, Kurdistan Democrat regions delegations meetings in Baghdad were very positive. Head of the parliamentary bloc, Kurdistan Party, described on Tuesday the meetings held by negotiation delegation on the Kurdistan regional government in Baghdad as positive. Sabri said in an interview, the meetings of the Kurdistan regional government's negotiation delegation with the finance committee in the Iraqi parliament were positive as the delegation provided all data details on all outstanding issues between the two sides of the committee. She added the Kurdistan regional government is committed to the constitution and the Kurdistan democratic blocs, so they support Article 10 and 11 to the share of the Kurdistan region. And Article 10 and 11, that's of the Constitution, guys, which were set by the 21 draft budget. And right there, the 12.67, that'll be Kurdistan's percent they get back. They'll get 12.67 of the financial figures of the 21 budget will be dispersed off to Kurdistan. Pope Francis reveals the date of his historic visit to Iraq. Okay, remember, guys, the Pope's only going there to basically kind of pray over Iraq and kind of in a way pray for them to be successful and everything. Just this is just more proof, guys. Iraq's going international and it's a point of a new beginning. And remember, we're kind of near the springtime anyway. I think March 20th is the calendar date for spring. That's when spring starts, is March 20th, guys. Spring is a new beginning. That's the direction Iraq's going. And that's why the Pope's going there, just to pray over Iraq and pray that there'll be a strong, healthy nation, okay, for Christians, and he's praying for the prosperity of Iraq. Okay, this is just more proof. When you see the Pope going there, it's more proof that Iraq is at the point of a new beginning, joining the international world. Okay. Pope Francis said he intends to visit Iraq next month, even if this means many Christians will not be able to see him in person due to the restrictions of COVID-19. I care for the people who are suffering. He added that it's important for them to see the Pope is visiting the country, even if most of them will only see him on television for reasons of social distancing. The 84-year-old Pope intends to go ahead and make a scheduled visit between the 5th and 8th of March, unless there's a serious wave cases of coronavirus infection there. Hold on, there was another part of it. Okay, the Patriotic Catholic Church said last week the Pope will meet during his visit with the Supreme Authority. The visit, which alluded to the ancestors of Pope Francis, will take place amid deteriorating security in some areas of Iraq and after the first major suicide bombing in Baghdad 3 years ago. Iraq has been home to centuries-old Christian communities. Hundreds of thousands of Christians fled during the sectarian violence followed by the fall of Saddam and were driven from their homes after ISIS seized large parts of the country in 2014. Kazemi calls on Cooperation Council to follow up on the pledges of the Kuwait Conference for the reconstruction of Iraq. Guys, we don't necessarily need to read this whole article. This Kuwait Reconstruction Conference, it was a donors conference, guys. It took place, I'm pretty sure, back in 2017. Basically, it took place 3 years ago. Okay. Now ask yourself, so it was a donors conference where Kuwait asked a bunch of different donors to donate money. I think they got roughly 30 something, $32 billion, and that's US figures, is what was donated to this Kuwait conference for the reconstruction and rebuilding Iraq since the war. Okay, but again, this all took place 3 years ago. So why is this coming up now? Well, it's because again, Kuwait is waiting. Part of the rules to this is Kuwait is waiting for Iraq to become international, okay? And Kuwait was also waiting in a way for Iraq to fulfill all of their obligations from all the damages that Kuwait received. They were waiting for Iraq to fulfill all their obligations towards Kuwait before they gave this back to Iraq. Okay, so that's what you're going. I mean, again, this is all waiting. This whole donor conference money is waiting and contingent upon Iraq basically becoming international. That's why it's coming up now. Because again, this whole conference, this donors conference with Kuwait guys took place 3 years ago, and it's coming back now full circle. So it's just more proof Iraq's on the edge of going international. Okay, because that's what this whole thing is contingent and waiting upon before Kuwait gives this money to Iraq. Again, we're not going to read it. That's it, guys. Hey, you guys are the best. As you see, everything's moving in the right direction. Everything's right where it needs to be. And, we're in a great spot. You're literally, guys, Iraq is walking in Kuwait's footsteps, like I told you. Okay? And historically, Kuwait reinstated their currency on March 24th of 1991. But Iraq is walking in Kuwait's footsteps. And don't forget, Iraq already gave you guys the RV date when they devalued their currency on December 20th. Hey, you guys are the best. God bless each and every one of you guys, and have an amazing day. Take care.